Check it out, guys. I've got the brand new Google Pixel Watch 4. A new design to the actual screen, as well as some spec bumps on the inside. Can't wait to get this thing opened up and show you what comes inside the box. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk. Yeah, a lot to see here, and some pretty big changes from Google on the new Pixel Watch 4. And if you hang out to the B side of the video, not only will I pull this thing out of the box, but I'm going to walk you through the process of actually connecting and setting this up to my Google Pixel phone. So I'll show you how that works. But first, I want to talk about the watch itself. The new domed display looks really cool, a redesign of the display itself. The rest of the watch looks pretty similar. On the inside, though, you do have some spec bumps, a faster processor, dual GPS chip that's supposed to be better on the inside. The fitness sensors look to be mostly the same as the previous Watch 3 that I'm wearing right now. You also have improved battery life according to Google, which is going to be huge because if you use an existing smartwatch like one of the Pixel watches, you know battery life is always a constant struggle. There's also some other features that are changed. They have a raise to wake feature. Now, the Watch 3 will turn on when you raise your wrist, but they say now it'll turn on and listen to you to talk to Google Gemini. So can't wait to test that out. But first, we've got to get the Google Pixel Watch 4 over to the table and get this thing unboxed. Here we go, guys. Here it is in the box, and a pretty typical looking box from Google. You got the sleeve on the outside, nice picture of the Google Pixel Watch 4 on the front. On the side, you've got Google Pixel 4 in a couple of different languages here. This is, of course, English here. 41mm edition, LTE chip built into this as well. On the back, you've got a couple of the specs listed here. It tells you, of course, which model this is. Matte black aluminum case. It also tells you what comes inside the box. The Pixel Watch 4, small and large wristbands, the quick charge dock as well. Got to check that out because that is modified this time around. It also tells you that it requires a Google account, a compatible mobile device, etc., etc. Okay, got to rip the strip to open this up. And this has become Google's standard box here, kind of the recycled box with the sleeve on the outside. Sometimes they can be a little difficult to slide off if you don't have kind of the right angle on the push of the outside and the inside. There we go. So we've got this cool silhouette on the front of the box, which I think is a nice, simple design that shows the watch. And that's pretty much it. So let's open it up and find out what's inside with these tabs. Ooh, we've got a couple little drawers on the side. That's kind of cool. Looks like the actual watch face there. Looks like our watch bands. And that is it. That is all inside that box. So I'll set this off to the side. Okay, so let's see what's inside this larger box first. We've got a couple of different layers of things. I'll start with this bottom layer here, and looks like some basic get start quick guides, instruction manuals, legal documents. And then inside this folding box, we've got, looks like one of the watch bands, and some instructions in there as well. You can see kind of walking us through. Which way does this go? Okay, this is the way it goes. Step 1, and it shows you exactly how to lay out the watch band to get this thing put on here correctly. And, you know, it can be confusing. I put them on backwards before, so it's nice they have a little instruction guide there, as well as, you know, the band itself. And you can see right there, it says this is the large band. And let's open up this little treat. It's wrapped up like a little French cookie or something. I don't know what that sticker's all about, but I like it. It feels high end. This looks like this small band as well as the other side of the band. So you'll use this other side of the band. This is small. Yep, confirming that. You'll use this other side of the band no matter which size you're using. It's the other one that is actually the one that sizes the watch for you. So again, we've got that universal piece there, then we've got the small piece there, and then we've got the large piece there. These are going to come in every box with every watch, 2 different sizes depending on the size of your wrist. Okay, let's see what's inside the little box, and it's exactly as I expected. The watch face itself, presented nicely. That's pretty cool. They've got it set inside that piece of recycled cardboard right there. I'll pull that out. Looks like there's more stuff underneath the watch face. Let's see what we've got under here. It's got to be the charger, right? Because we do need the charger. Yep, that's it. Looks like the little charging dock. And let's get this thing out. It's got the charging cable, which of course is USB-C. There is no wall plug itself. Man, they've got this thing in here in like a cardboard straitjacket. Look at this. Okay, there's the new dock. Man, that took a lot more effort. Look at that. That's impressive and painful at the same time. This is the brand new design, and I think I'm going to like this because I didn't love the previous charger design. This one has that USB-C plug and then the magnetic dock with the 2 pogo plugs, if you will, the 2 metal contacts. So you line that up with the contacts on the watch face itself. which is probably a little bit easier once you have the actual wrist straps on there. And you can see those little metal spots there, and it sticks right there. Take a look. You can almost see it click there because there's magnets in there, and you can see how well that holds it in the dock, which is good. We want that. That's the nice thing here, is that you get a dock that's going to hold it really well. Closer look at the watch face itself, and this looks very familiar. If you've seen Google Pixel watches before, it's got the little crown on the right-hand side there, and that is your charging pins right there. It's got that domed display on it, which honestly with the screen off doesn't look that much different, but wait till I turn the screen on, you'll see how much different that display actually is. This is where the watch band goes. There's your button. There again is your crown. There's a little microphone hole, and that of course is where the other watch strap goes. I'm going to use this now to align this up so I can put the watch strap on. I'll show you what we're talking about here, how they're trying to exactly guide you to the watch strap. Again, this is not as simple as it might seem. It can be confusing because the watch face itself looks the same sometimes no matter which way you have it. So if you follow the guide, put the crown where you need it, you put the crown to the left with the watch face upside down, and then you line up the straps just like so. You should get it right. You'll figure this out on your own one way or the other, I promise, because when you put it on your wrist and it doesn't line up, you'll realize you did something wrong. Let me show you how this works. So there is a little button here, and you actually cover the button with the strap and then push in. So the button should be covered by the piece of strap. It pushes the button in, and then you pull the strap to the side and it clicks in. It's hard to demonstrate it, but when you get a feel for it, it's actually really, really easy to put these things on. So you cover up the button, push it in, and then pull it over till it snaps. I know I'm sounding like I'm not making a lot of sense, but once you do it, you'll get it, and it is an easy way to put straps on these watches. Let me show you the charging dock again. Now that I've got the straps on, I really like how this is going to work here. The dock itself has a little bit of weight to it, which is important. There's your plugs again. The magnet inside kind of sucks it onto the dock, and it just seems like a much better solution than the previous charging plug that they used for these watches. So I like that they've improved this. Can't wait to kind of give this the real world test and see how it works. I want to bring my Pixel Watch 3 into this and show you the two watches side by side because they are almost indistinguishable in many ways, especially with the display turned off. Now, the new one on the left does have that new dome display, and you could sort of see it there. Once we turn the screen on, we're going to be able to see the difference much more. Otherwise, these watches are almost identical in size, nearly identical in design. Now, if you know to look for those new pogo plugs, you'll definitely see that difference, and there's some subtle differences here and there, but otherwise, these watches do look a lot alike. On the back of the new Pixel Watch 4, we've got your sensors there, and you can see typical kind of sensor grid here with a bunch of different sensors. There's a long list of sensors included in this, not much different than the Watch 3. Some of those sensor specs are listed on the back here. When it comes to water resistance, this thing can go underwater. When it comes to the new GPS, the dual GPS chip as well, which is supposed to help with better GPS tracking than before. One difference I did notice on the Pixel Watch 3, the button that you would use to activate a Google, for example, is sort of flat and indented to some extent, whereas the new button has a different feel to it, and you will use that button a lot. I always thought it was kind of hard to find the button sometimes on the Watch 3, so I like that they changed the design of that. All right, we've got the power turned on to the watch. It is now booting. I've got the Watch app loaded on my Google Pixel phone. You'll want to make sure you have that app because you will need that to set things up. Pretty self-explanatory, but let's walk through this process. Check this out. This notification will pop up on your Pixel phone and it'll say, hey, we've got a new watch. We need to get things installed, and it'll let you jump right into the install there. Very nice, elegant how this works. A lot like things on iPhones and other Google devices. It's got a confirmation code that you'll match up with the watch. Make sure you're pairing the right watch, and then it'll just jump right into the process of actually setting this up. Of course, you'll have to connect this with your Google account, which is easy to do if you're using your phone that already has that Google account set up. We'll verify it with a thumbprint, and it's now signing into Google. After zipping through some terms of services and legal pages, we get this. Do you want to restore from backup? Which is a cool option. If you have an existing watch, you could just restore everything over. I'm going to skip that for demo purposes, but take a look at this. You can set your watch orientation. I wear it on my left arm, and do I want the crown on the right or left? And watch that. As I switch the option, it actually flips the screen for me. Love that it gives you the flexibility to wear this watch how you want to, and I like the animation of how it flips the screen to demo exactly what it's doing. Pretty cool. Okay, now it's saying it's ready for more. So we're going to set up more options, more features on here. So we'll jump ahead to that, kind of walking us through how the Fitbit stuff works, how it tracks your workouts every day, how it tracks your sleep and your recovery, all the stuff that you probably know if you've used Fitbit before. So we're going to connect the watch to our Fitbit app. So now it's actually jumping over to my Fitbit app. In this case, it's saying, hey, you've already got a watch connected to your Fitbit app. Do you want to switch that to this new watch? And of course, I'm going to hit yes. So it swaps out my Watch 3 for this new Watch 4. Now it's connecting to my Fitbit app and my Fitbit account, and this hopefully shouldn't take too long. There we go. That's it. So now it's connected to Fitbit. We'll jump back in and take a look at this. This is interesting. So it's saying, hey, listen, use the Fitbit app for your health and fitness stuff. Use the Google Watch app for everything else. So they've clearly separated those two things into two separate apps. Do I want to set up a cell plan? I'm going to hit yes because I have Google Fi service, which gives me my watch with the cell chip for free. So I want to see what this process looks like. I'll hit OK. It's connecting to Fi, and I'll hit Set Up Watch. And I think that's it. So now it's going to go through the process of telling Google Fi, probably through the Google Fi app, hey, this is the watch he's using with this account, and hopefully it should set everything up for me. Boom, that was super easy. Welcome to Google Fi, and get peace of mind. So now it's moving on. That's it. That was set up pretty easily. Now it's talking about personal safety options, how it can use different things like fall detection, crash detection. I will leave those all turned on. It's also saying that you've got the option of using emergency SOS with this in case something happens. It also has access to satellites. That's the new update with this. This thing can actually access satellites to call for help. How cool is that? Here's your Google Assistant settings. So the watch itself can talk to Google Assistant or Google Gemini by pushing the button or by detecting when you lift your arm up. Again, previously the Watch 3 would detect when you lift your arm up and turn the screen on, but it wouldn't listen for a command for Google. Now it can do that. So I'm going to say yes to this new Hey Google feature. I'm going to turn this on so that when I lift up my wrist, it should automatically be ready to listen to my voice, which I think is pretty cool, especially if you're using this watch without having your phone nearby. Now, do we want to set a lock for the watch? I'm going to say not now, just for the sake of this demo. I'm not going to set up my credit cards. I don't want to select the apps. It says we're almost ready. We're almost to the end, and it looks like this is in fact the end. The watch has the check mark on there, so now the watch is set up. Oh, such a cool animation. Such a good job with this slick looking app that Google's done here. And this is your main screen in the watch app. This is how you change a lot of the features, which I won't go through all of them right now, but I do want to jump into the watch faces because I think this is one of the first things that people will probably jump into, so you can find a watch face that you like right off the bat. And it's pretty easy to set a watch face. You just kind of pick one you like, hit OK, and now it'll push that over to the watch itself. You can see it's actually doing that on the watch right now. And it says, hi there on the watch. Let me hold this up. I want to show you this watch face, but also show you the new domed display, because this is where you can actually see the difference. It's going to walk me through how to use things here if you've never seen this. You know, a lot of it you might know already. Swipe down for your settings, but this is all the general gestures that you use on the watch app. Swipe from the right to the left to get to your different tiles. Push the crown to see your app list, or to go home. In this case, this took us home. I'll hit it again, and it should show me all my apps. There we go. There's my list of apps. If you use apps on your phone, of course, press that little button on the side and it'll jump you to your recent apps. If you hold it down, it should jump you into your Google voice commands. Now we're all set. Again, take a look at that display, guys. Can you see, can you tell the difference? In person, it is tremendous how different this domed display looks. I love it. I wonder if some people might not, but I do think it just gives it a very different, more high-end look compared to the flatness. Even though the Google Watch 3 had a kind of rounded piece of glass, the screen itself wasn't rounded. This looks like the screen itself is rounded. I love it. I'm super impressed, and I do think it's elevated compared to the previous model. Again, I do think one of the highlights here is that new domed display, and in real life, it looks so cool, and it looks so much different than my existing Watch 3, but it's just hard to show that on camera. Hopefully I showed a little bit of that to you. And what other features do you want to know about? Should I make some other videos taking a deeper dive into some of the other features on the Google Pixel Watch 4? Let me know. Throw a comment below. I read every single comment and I'll comment back. Can't wait to see what you guys have to say. And make sure you subscribe for more cool tech videos here on Tech It Before You Wreck It. I'm Kirk.